All right, you're watching Standpoint. We'll be having a conversation on the Labour Party crisis, where it now appears there are two chairmen, national chairmen of the party, a national executive. This turned to, it played out in a very ugly manner at the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal, where Mr. Papa was trying to brief the press, and supporters of the Labour Party did not want him to. Eventually, he was attacked, and we'll just show you that particular report and then come back to the studio. We still have Mr. Oluwafemi Biayo, who is the legal advisor of the Labour Party local state, as well as a former national chairman of Labour Party in Lagos State. Let's show you that report.
Substantial progress in the petition filed by Labour Party has not been made. Today's pre-hearing session started with an altercation between the acting national chairman of the Labour Party and supporters of the Brewer-led faction of the party. Mr. Papa has approached the faction seeking to know why they are in court. He, however, decided to lay the issue to rest. When hearing in the petition had properly commenced, Lamide Papa, as well as the national women's leader of the party, Dudu Lamungu, tried to make an appearance for Labour Party. Justice Haruna Tamani noted that if two persons are making an appearance for the party, they will not be put on record. Counsel to Labour Party began with addressing the court on the order issued by the court at the last adjourned date. He told the court that the Independent National Electoral Commission is yet to give them over 70% of the documents they had requested from the commission. He stressed that INEC Resident Electoral Commission in Rivers State told the party that he has no Form EC8A to give to the party. He prayed the court for an adjournment to enable him regularize his processes. Counsel to the President-elect, however, disagreed with the submissions of counsel to Labour Party, as the order of the court at the last adjourned date was for parties to cooperate and narrow down issues. Counsel to the APC agreed with the submission of the President-elect. The court subsequently adjourned to 19th May for further hearing. Counsel to INEC noted that the issue raised by the Labour Party is the refusal to pay the sum of 1.5 million naira as legal fee for the CCT document that they sought to receive from Sokoto State, and also as pertaining to the document from Rivers State. Part of the documents were given to the political party, but they insisted that all documents must be brought in before they could accept any documents from the commission.
INEC has a lead counsel. I believe that something good may come out of a chat that I'm supposed to have with him today.
Be advising them and all other political parties to conduct themselves in a way that Nigerians will be proud of them. This is about leadership of the country. How you display yourself here shows how you intended to lead Nigerians, and this has not been a very good example.
Trouble again started after the pre-hearing session when supporters of a Brewer-led faction of the party refused an acting national chairman Lamide Papa to address the press. These led to serious altercations between both factions as it took the intervention of security personnel to restore peace to the courts. Celestina Iria, TVC News, Abuja.
All right, let me start with Mr. Biayo. I mean, you saw that report, and I'm sure you already know what played out in court. And many people are wondering why that was allowed to fester, because he said, and these are the allegations from Mr. Papa, that he was threatened at a meeting that was called to broker peace between warring factions, not to appear in court or he will be dealt with. I want you to respond to that.
Please, these are just all propaganda, and it is playing right to the script, as it has been intended by the paymasters that have initiated these scandalous attacks. You see, the Nigerians must understand that what these entities, these so-called powers that be, are trying to achieve is merely to put the Labour Party in a state of scandal. I'm telling you internally, there is nothing going on. The party is still effectively functioning administratively as it should be done.
And I get that, no, but I'm talking about the attack on Mr. Papa in court. And many people believe
it's the Labour Party that was attacked in court. Why are we twisting the narrative? The reality was that we had the presidential candidate who diligently and in accordance with being a law-abiding citizen was in court with representatives of the party who were in court to witness the proceedings. And third-party agents of disruptions came into the court premises and deliberately tried to create a scene. There was nothing stopping Mr. Papa if he wanted to, as a Nigerian citizen, he has the right to go into the gallery and sit down and observe proceedings that are meant to be in public, to be conducted in public. Everybody has that right. Why didn't he find a seat to go and sit down? Why did he go and challenge the presidential candidate, his representatives of the party that are there, and start creating a scene? We are the ones being attacked here. We've been under onslaught. The Labour Party has been under onslaught throughout these electoral cycles.
But does this justify the attack on him outside the court?
That we have nothing to do with. As far as Labour Party is concerned, there's not one member of the Labour Party who is law-abiding, and they know the provisions of our constitution, that would have done such a thing. If Nigerians generally are disaffected by the fact that these individuals have the audacity to waylay a tribunal, go there and start disrupting proceedings, and nobody is talking about that reality, and they're making it look as if it's the Labour Party that is attacking an individual, we are the ones under attack here.
So are you saying that, because you said earlier that it's the Labour Party that was attacked, are you saying that Lamidi Papa is not a member of the Labour Party?
He is being utilized, as far as I'm concerned. No deputy national chairman who has sworn to fulfill the terms of our constitution could have been conducting himself in the manner he has been doing, deliberately to truncate, even attempting to truncate even the electoral process of the petitions of our presidential candidates. What is the objective? Look, this is so clear and simple that everybody can see what's the final analysis or objective of this whole gambit. And Nigerians are saying no, they will not stand for it. That they will not allow the presidential proceedings of the electoral tribunal to be truncated. And that's the whole essence. So if Nigerians have a right to show their protest, to show their disaffection to him as an individual, and if that has occurred, well, that is not the Labour Party's position. But please, we should stop construing this matter. Let
me bring in Mr. Salako, because he makes a point, right? Yeah. The mood out there, hold on. The mood out there, especially amongst obedience, who are the ones that actually gave the Labour Party, and let's be honest, some level of national recognition and acceptance. Exactly. The mood amongst them is that, look, Apapa is not recognized. They believe that, look, he is also a stooge for, like he mentioned, powers that be. How do you then legitimize his pursuit and that of all those who are with him when he doesn't have the goodwill of majority of the members of the party and majority of the group that we have now called the obedient supporters of Peter Obi?
These guys are just making trouble with their once upon a time boss. That is the way I understand it. There is an issue between them, between Julius Abure's office as the national chairman of the party and the collective office of these guys. They were members of the National Working Committee of the party yesterday, and they are still claiming to be today. So that is to let you know that there is something beyond what all of us can understand.
But my question is, if you do not have that support, how do you then legitimize your position? Your position, and I'm talking about Apapa. If he's not receiving the support from obedience, if he's not receiving support from a majority of members of the party, or what platform of legitimacy does he have?
The obedience are just members of a movement. If you go into the constitution of the party, you won't see anywhere obedience is mentioned there. His obedience is his place of obedience mentioned inside the constitution of the party.
But I don't know the voting block of the party as it stands.
What we are saying is this: these guys are dragging issues with their boss based on the content of the constitution they wrote for themselves. These guys that are making this trouble are also claiming, one of them told me that he wrote the constitution of the party, and that person is the national legal advisor of the party. I'm surprised that he is the national legal advisor of the party in Ogun State. He is sitting on the side of Abure.
I'm sitting on the side of the party.
Of the party.
I don't have...
Good. Yeah. Of the party. Good.
We have only one party.
I also expect the national legal advisor of the party to be sitting on the side where you are sitting.
But also it does so.
There is supposed to be a council, a kind of an association where all of you will be talking.
It does so.
You are the legal advisor of Ogun State. You are on the side of Abure. You might be calling it on the side of the party. But as far as I'm concerned, you are on the side of Abure's side. Okay. The national legal advisor of the party is on the side of Lamidi Apapa. That is to let you know that
politics not about
misinformation.
It's not misinformation.
The national legal advisor of the party is Barrister Akingbade has been suspended by this party. Even as we are speaking, please let me inform the general public that even Mr. Lamidi Apapa, Alhaji Lamidi Apapa himself, as at the 18th of April, has been suspended from this party. By the neck provision.
You see the issue is they are claiming that they are also claiming now from their own side that they've also suspended all these people you are talking about. So that is to let you know that the issue with the party,
even before all of these issues, I spoke with Arambambi I think months before this issue when his suspension was actually announced, and he claimed not to have been suspended. So for Arambambi, I'm very aware that his suspension was already out there even before this issue. But let me ask you, this is the question I'm asking. On one hand, Apapa says he supports Peter Obi. On the other hand, he has made statements, attacking, the personality of Peter Obi. Would it not also be in the best interest of the party if he says, look, if he doesn't attack the person who has brought the party to the front line?
Do you know the solution to this problem? I'm interested in the solution to the problem. Reconciliation. These guys that are dragging issues with Julius Abure, they were Julius Abure's main men.
I think we've had this refrain.
Is that something you're trying to...
We don't know what issues are being referred to.
What I'm trying to put out is that there is something between
what things?
And these guys.
What's the speculation you are putting out?
I'm not speculating.
Then come and let us know what you are talking about. What is the thing? You are just speaking in the open.
Chairman of Labour Party in Lagos State.
Give us specifics.
I left recently. I know a lot about the party. Let me even shock you. I am not an Arambambi person. I have not spoken with Arambambi this year. I am not an Arambambi person because I know Arambambi to be one of the problems of Labour Party in Nigeria. Arambambi is one of the problems of Labour Party. But the issue is this. I am just being objective. There is an issue in the party. And the court is listening to it. The court is attending to it. Why should the court even be attending to it when the party has a constitution? When the case got to the court should have simply told those who took the case there that the court would have simply thrown the case out and tell them to go and resolve it internally with the constitution of their party. Right. Why is the court attending to it? And that's number one. Then number two, there is a restraining order.
What order?
That Julius Abure cannot perform. Is that restraining order subsisting or not?
Right, let me get to
it. If it is not, then why is Abure going to the appeal court to appeal it? You must
I want you to respond.
Thank you.
Just a minute. You will respond to why Abure is going to the appeal court.
Why is he going to the appeal court?
You will respond to that. I also want you to respond to the fact that people are saying, look, you have a presidential candidate who most people within your party respect, and that the fact that he has not stepped into this particular issue to resolve it and ensure that it doesn't blow out of proportion like it has done today, is quite surprising and shocking for them that he is in the best position, to resolve it. So why has Peter Obi not actually stepped in to resolve this particular matter?
If truly there was a dispute, if truly there was an internal party dispute, you can be rest assured that my principal Peter Obi will be the first person to have lawfully initiated such an act. We have no dispute. This is simply an onslaught. We are experiencing a political onslaught in the Labour Party. The target is Peter Obi to ensure that he will not be declared lawfully through the courts as the next lawful president of this nation. You see, so the whole idea, it has been there. even to the extent that this party had been so attacked that almost 98% of its
When you say lawful
candidacies-
president, hold on. When you say lawful president, because I need to correct that. When you say lawful president, INEC has declared someone president-elect. So we have to wait for the court, whatever decision the court makes. Hold on. And then number two, no one can predict a court judgment. You can only put out your case, right?
Yes, you're perfectly correct.
You can either win or you don't win.
Yes, you're perfectly
Now, if you win, good for you. But if you don't, you still need to have a party to run on in case, of next election. But if you allow this particular issue to fester in a way that it destabilizes a party, what party then do you run on in the next election?
Like I said, the reality on ground is that this is not an issue that is really a matter of mediation, that is an internal party dispute.
So your party is not going to mediate this particular issue?
No, we are not saying so. What I'm saying is that this is just a situation where there is direct attempts by certain individuals that have lent themselves to being utilized as agents of disruption within the party and are given the charge and mandate to ensure that it frustrates the internal operations of the party. That is what is going on. And when you are in that state, you are in a state of war, and you must take defensive measures to ensure that your corporate integrity is not compromised to the point that you look at the attempt that you do with the courts.
So the stand of your party is, hold on just a minute, the stand of your party is there are people who you believe are trying to frustrate the workings or the operations of your party.
Yes.
You are rather plug them out.
No, we are taking all necessary measures.
Instead of saying, how do we resolve this issue and bring everyone back to the rank?
We're taking necessary measures. When you've been infiltrated and you're being attacked, you first have to try and plug up the situation, plug up the loopholes. And we're trying to take all the necessary corporate lawful measures to ensure that the corporate integrity of the party is not further compromised. Now, you spoke about my principal. This is a very law-abiding person. He also is a member of the party. He knows what the constitution or the position of the constitutions are. He stated he cannot act outside himself. He's bound by the terms of our constitution. He cannot act outside the terms of the constitution in any manner that is unconstitutional. Being the candidate of the party and the flag bearer of the party, he has the duty to extol our constitution and our party ideals as much as possible. So he knows clearly where his loyalty lies, and he also knows what are the substantive lawful organograms that are still extant. If tomorrow, or had it been, there was any reason that we in the Labour Party don't have a valid substantive chairman, Peter Obi will be the first person to acknowledge that.
Let me bring in Mr. Salako. I know that you have said, because you said earlier that you are no longer, this is the last time you're going to speak on this issue. That you no longer want to be called a Labour Party. That you no longer want to be called the former state chairman of the Labour Party. You have now left the Labour Party. I know you have submitted, your resignation.
Public letter of resignation.
Resignation. I saw that.
I've gone ahead to
what
form my
now?
own political
Exactly.
group.
Oh, fantastic! I was just going to ask you what next for you.
Yes, I have formed my own political group, and the name is Passion Alliance Forum.
It is a political group or a political party?
It's a political association. Most former state chairmen have it. For example, Alhaji Moshood Salvador was a former state chairman of PDP in Lagos. He has his own conscience forum. Muslim Obanikoro has. Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu has his own political system. So I also feel I should have my own too, because I have fans, I have supporters, and
what's the idea of this?
I have political associates all over Nigeria, all over the state. I feel I should create a forum where I can put them together for us to continue to run our politics in line with our own, founding ideals. And that's what we have been doing. So the name of my political association is Passion Alliance Forum, a.k.a. PAMFO, that's the name. When you hear PAMFO, that's the name of my political association.
I'm glad we found a place to laugh.
From PAMFO now, I can now decide to move, whether to go back to the political party where I came from, that is APC, or somewhere else. But it is likely it is APC I'm going back to.
Well, you've just announced that you're going back to the APC.
So
which means that you are.
I'm going back to where I came from.
All right.
Aha. You see, and that hits the point.
They don't trust me.
You see,
They don't trust me.
my
So,
sister, there's what is called the law of homogeneous species.
I wish we had enough time to talk about
and
it.
so this law, whether we like it or not, this law takes effect on regularly, whether we like it or not. So everybody will find their pathways and their homogeneous.
Right. You can't call Alaji Ababa a pole.
All right.
Labour Party.
All right. I have to leave it here. I'm glad I found a good place to leave it. Thank you both for talking to us.
They are dragging issues with
so now I will no longer introduce you as former chairman of Labour Party in Lagos State. I'll just say that I'll call you, is it the chairman or director general of the Passion?
Chairman and stroke leader.
Chairman stroke leader of the Passion
the leader, chairman of
Passion Alliance Forum. And also we also had with us the legal advisor of the Labour Party in Ogun State. I'm very sure this is not the last time we're going to be speaking on issues in the Labour Party. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for talking to us. Now, that's the show today. Remember, you can catch a repeat at 11 p.m. tonight, in case you missed it now. And then you can also watch again at, I think, 4 or 5 a.m. On Sunday morning. Thank you so much for watching. I am Precious Amai.